All right, and we're back.
And we're back.
Welcome, everyone, to Rod and Flagon. I, of course, am Oliver Redboots, and this is my stalwart compatriot who's a little bit crankier than normal. Tell everybody about yourself, Swanee.
I am cranky. This is Swan Maulsmith. I am the safety officer at the Temple of Gon. Praise Gon.
And I am, of course, the most talented sorcerer north of Waterdeep right now, because we are on the road, ladies and gentlemen. We are in Amphail.
Yeah, we're in Amphail.
We are coming at you from Mother Gothal's Fest Hall in Amphail. And for those who don't know...
is that what we're calling it? Is that what? Okay.
There are a particularly high number of ladies of the evening and men of the evening who would like to make their, ply their trade, so to speak.
Yeah.
We shouldn't, But anyway, we
this
are,
is
of
a
course... Well, yes, it mostly, I think. But... And why does everything smell like horse here? Did you notice that?
Yeah, I forgot about Amphail. It's the summer and the horses.
I don't think I've ever been in here that wasn't a winter month where everything was cold.
Amphail has this really ritzy reputation. Like, they horses and galloping. And
it's really nice, right?
Yeah.
Mother Gothal's is particularly nice. And I don't know if she's around, but for those who don't know, Mother Gothal is a former... I believe she was a dancer and thief. She lives in Waterdeep for quite some time, and we did hang out when she lived there. Now she runs this establishment in Amphail. I think we got ahead of ourselves a little bit.
Okay. All right.
So welcome back to the show, Rod and Flagon, where we offer our tips and tricks and tales of the road and stories, and we're back on the road for just one time this week. I'm very excited. And you can send your birds with questions to me at Oliver Redboots or to Swanee at S. Maulsmith, or if you just want to send it to at Rod and Flagon, it'll get to I believe it goes to the Yawning Portal, but Darren's been pretty good about giving us.
Yeah, he'll get them to us.
He keeps the birds, but so do we, right?
Yeah, we do.
Right. So we're on the road again. You don't look excited.
Oh man, I got soft. I got soft in my old age. I missed.
Bro, dude, you've been out of the game for a long time. Every now and then I still get to travel, but you've been in the forge for, a couple years now?
I work in the forge a couple years, still swing a hammer occasionally, but just having a bed. Having a bed ruined me.
Well, you don't like sleeping on the ground. I don't like sleeping on the ground either. And I really thought, look, I do want to tell everybody that I was able to talk Swanee into coming up to Amphail with a small group of adventurers who are new to the road, kind of as a favor for my niece, right, who's one of the adventurers. And
good kids.
Swanee is really annoyed at me, and I know you are. Yeah, you won't admit it, but I could have just teleported us here like normal, right? Or wished us here, or I could even had a gate to take us here. But I really wanted the younger adventurers just kind of they gotta learn a little bit.
I get that. You can't just have gate spells take you wherever you go. When you start an adventure, you gotta apply your time.
Yeah, old Uncle Boots is not gonna be here all the time, right? I did expect them to be able to start a fire on the fucking road.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Who travels?
Who's teaching these children?
I don't know.
What do you need? Fire? You need food? You need some way to cook it. That is thing number 2. On the list of things when you leave your house.
No potions. They didn't bring torches. They didn't bring...
God help me. God help me.
The druid, he expected us to subsist for 3 weeks on good berries.
Were his good berries as bad for you as they were for me? Because they were just
they were briny, right?
Olives. They were like olives. I was like, it's not a good berry. It's an olive, right? You got a jar someplace.
There's no fucking way that's a normal good berry. A normal good berry does not taste like a fucking olive.
It does not.
It scratched the itch, I suppose. It keeps us alive.
It kept us alive, but...
I did bring a scroll for the way back. So, if you want to stay in the mansion, I do have the fancy mansion spell.
Well, I mean,
we can do that a couple nights.
I got a bed here tonight, hopefully by myself.
No promises, mate. No, I'm kidding, Lucy. I'm just kidding. Don't smite me, or don't.
Sorry, he is kidding. Yeah. Don't smite him. But yeah, sleeping in a bed for the night. We'll see how I feel tomorrow.
We really need. This group of adventurers seriously needs a little help.
I need some coaching.
If this is, listen. If you're going to go to the road, there's a few things you have to take with you, right? Torches. Torches are a good thing.
Torches?
Especially when half your fucking party can't see in the goddamn dark.
Is there a minimum list of equipment? Maybe we should drop that knowledge.
You want to start that now?
Yeah.
I don't think that's a bad idea, if I'm being 100% honest with you. Listen, torches.
Torches?
If there's even one member of your fucking party that can't see in the dark, take some goddamn torches, right? They can buy the goggles you wear from Gon's workshop.
They did not. No, we do sell them. We sell them now.
They're pricey though, huh?
They're probably out of the price range.
So if you can't afford those, torches, right?
Torches.
If you have a mage, make sure he has light prepared. If it's going to be a thing, right? What else? Rations.
Rations.
Don't try to only subsist on good berries.
A pan. A pan's a good thing. You guys have a cooking pan? No. What are we gonna do for the next 3 weeks?
I brought eggs. For people that don't know what Swanee's referring to, is I brought eggs, and I said, hey, I will happily volunteer to make breakfast. None of these idiots had a pan.
No. I have eggs. Who's got bacon? Oh, didn't bring bacon? That's too bad. That's an inconvenience. Where the pan? No pan. Interesting.
So one of them is a paladin, and so I was like, no, fine. I will heat metal and make eggs on your shield. Boy, I guess I should have asked him first. He got a little butthurt over that, right?
I had no sympathy at that point for him.
No, right? You kind of get
Whatever
what
god you
for.
prayed to, he needs to give you a swift kick in the ass.
It was Lathander. It's literally a god of heat. He didn't even let us do anything. It would make eggs. Anyway, so we made eggs. What is the rest of it? Some food, right? Rations. Yeah? Rations, torches, spare blankets so you don't have to share mine, you assholes.
If you can't make water, a way to purify water is a good thing.
Always. Yes.
A way to not sleep in the rain is,
That's like a tent?
a tent is not a terrible idea.
Lean-to,
I feel like my 13-year-old would have figured this out.
They brought caltrops.
Oh, God. Stupid. Yeah.
Okay, so the party has a rather young fighter, and he asked me, he says, hey, Boots, do you think I should spread some caltrops around our campsite? And I was like, fucking why? For what? What good is that possibly going to serve? And the only thing that happened was that stupid barbarian stepped on him when he went to pee.
Which, I mean, at that point,
It was good comedy.
it was good comedy.
I don't know what else. So we did end up in the dungeon, right? That was kind of the whole point of traveling. And if you're going to go to a dungeon, take chalk. We had a good friend of us who really taught us the myriad uses of chalk.
Chalk is amazing.
It's
It's
an
vastly
tool.
underrated.
Oh my God! You can mark where you're going. You can mark where you've been.
Yeah.
You can kind of throw it up and like crush it and see if there's anyone invisible staring at you.
Right. If you're in a dungeon, right, and you go into a dungeon, you're like, oh, it's a dungeon, and you pick the wrong one. So you stumble into a dungeon, you come to realize quickly that, like, the people in this dungeon, the Benedicts in this dungeon, we're gonna be a spot on the floor of this place.
Right.
And you need to turn around and hightail.
Right.
You have a chalk line to follow.
That, and you can warn others. Like, this dungeon is...
Right on the outside, right? You
Right.
must be this tough to enter this dungeon.
Like, if you forgot fucking food, maybe not the dungeon for you. Shits. So I know. All right. So this is a favor, and I do understand that. I do appreciate it. And I could have just... You know what, man? If you don't really want to walk back, I can't just take it back.
Look, I'm happy to help your niece. I really am. She's a sweet kid. But can we talk about the paladin again for a second?
Yeah. Okay, so I believe...
No, we gotta come back. I'm sorry. I'm distracted. I want to talk about the cleric.
Which one? The one that came with us?
Yeah.
Or the one that's over there right now, staring at us broodingly?
What?
Yeah, look at that guy right there. Oh, he's not a cleric. I think he's a monk. Anyway, all right, whatever. Keep an eye on that guy.
The one with the hammer.
So for those who don't know, my niece's adventuring party, it's a paladin, a cleric, a fighter, my niece, who is, of course, a wizard, because I couldn't talk her out of that. And I think she's doing it despite her mother, who is a very powerful druid, but that's another story. Anyway, they have a cleric.
They have a cleric. A cleric who is like me, right? Is not a life
kind
cleric
of,
domain.
right?
Can swing, supposedly, can swing a hammer.
Can he?
No. Well, he can't swing that hammer.
I know.
Right?
Should we tell him?
Yes, we definitely should. So, you need to get a good hammer fitting.
I just, does he know that he can't? Okay.
I mean, I saw it the first time. I was like,
I feel like
well-
we should clarify. He's a very nice kid.
Yeah.
I think he's a human. He might be a half elf.
Yeah.
But he's rather small, right? He's only about 5.5 feet tall. He weighs maybe 130 pounds.
Right.
And his hammer weighs about 90.
Yeah, I mean, the first time I saw him, I was like, well, maybe it's his
thinking.
father's hammer.
Like it's a thing. Like
He's gonna
like
grow
a
into this
hand-me-down.
hammer. Like,
I mean, maybe it's enchanted and we didn't know.
Enchanted,
It is
exactly.
Not, in fact,
It
it
was
is
not
not
enchanted.
enchanted. It's really fucking heavy. I don't even think it's a warhammer. I think it's just like he was using that in the field. So it was like, I guess this is just a sturdy piece of equipment.
Well, let me tell you something. Like, it's vastly different trying to swing that thing in a field than it is in combat, right? Because he was swinging that thing so slow. It was like, oh, here comes the hammer. Hang on. Let me take a half a step to the left.
I cast haste on him twice.
I know.
It didn't help.
I know.
It was awful. So, can we go back to something? You mentioned a hammer fitting. What the f*** is that?
Oh, I mean, we do that all the time in the Forge.
Really?
Like, yeah, come in. We'll measure your arms. We'll measure your swing radius. We'll check your strength, and we'll try and get you fitted.
Are you shitting me?
No,
You
to a
can get
hammer that can swing.
bespoke hammer?
Well, I mean, bespoke's a little tricky, right? Because that means bespoke to me means one off. But I mean, we'll get you fitted to a hammer.
It would be a special your hammer.
Yeah, I mean, you'll be max. Yeah, at least we make you more efficient than trying to swing, a building on a stick.
It really was. It was like I was like, have you ever been to like Waterdeep has the games? You go to the games and you see like they have like a novelty, like look,
novelty strongman competition thing. That's what it was like. It was like
really
watching
was.
a kid trying to swing a hammer at that thing.
Oh my god! It's like when Stormy got your hammer, and he's like, "Oh, look at me, Dad!" I mean, that's exactly what it happened.
Yeah, exactly. It's.
I mean, look, for what he lacked in like skill and usefulness, I mean, he really made up for his exuberance, and like he was very eager to learn.
I mean, you can't.
Do you
There's no
have any-
replacement for attitude.
Do you have any idea what his god is? Like,
I thought it was
that-
maybe Tyr.
I don't know. I know the paladin's Lathander because it's
Right.
very all of the sun shit, but
Yeah.
like I have no idea who the cleric's praying to every day.
No, I didn't.
Can I ask you a personal question?
Of
Like,
course.
So this, I think we may have discussed this on the road, but like I used to drink a lot. So what the f is the difference between a cleric and a warlock? They
Oh.
both have like a sky daddy, right?
Yeah, they do. Yes, they have a sky daddy. Praise God.
Praise God. I'm not like people who listen to this may think I belittle Gon. He's literally my favorite deity. He's saved my life innumerable times.
Hey, rang the
Like,
bell for you, big guy.
I know, like there is no doubt that Gond is my guy. Me and him are like this.
Yeah.
But like, really, like what's the difference between like a very powerful warlock and a very powerful priest? It's really not that different.
Well,
is
it's how
it?
you get there,
Okay.
right? I mean, clerics.
One of it can be a little creepy, a little hands-on.
Oh, yeah.
And the other one's a cleric.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cleric is sort of I always, we tell the new acolytes this, right? So when we get acolytes into the Temple of Gond, Gond doesn't necessarily grant the power to cast spells to everybody.
Like when you finally get the power to cast spells, does a little bell go off?
I don't know. You're obsessed with this bell.
Dude, hey, come on, man.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's cool, but
I really wish like that you're the only one that gets the bell. Because in my head, listen. I mean, we talk a lot of shit and we sit around and we drink beer and people may not exactly understand. But like, there's a reason you're the safety officer.
Yeah.
And there's literally only one fucking safety officer in Waterdeep that I know of in like all the realms, honestly.
well, we have the biggest forge.
Right. So like you're essentially one of Gon's highest priests.
Yes.
So you really shouldn't undersell yourself. So the fact that a fucking bell rings is dope as shit. I don't care what you say to
All
me.
right.
I'm never gonna stop talking about that because it is rad as fuck. If I ask any of the clerics in here, hey, when you go to say a prayer or when Gond or whatever fucking Tyr or whomever you're praying to talks to you, is there an announcement? No. Gond has an entry music with you. It's like when the big guys come and ding.
Yeah. Oh, that's neat.
Like, you don't think about it like that, but it's like that's fucking amazing. But no, honestly, so this cleric, I'm not exactly sure like who his god is, but I think you might be right. It might be Tyr.
I think it's fair. But I mean, so to answer your question, just before we go away from that, the difference between a warlock and a cleric.
Right.
Right.
Sorry, that's what it was.
Cleric has sort of a very simply put, a please and thank you relationship with a deity.
Okay.
Like,
A warlock might be more of a means to an end.
Well, a warlock is more like you have a thing to do, and if you don't do it,
You don't get no powers no more.
well, not only that, you become a grease stain.
So if like you decided you didn't want to worship Gond anymore, he would just kind of like leave it alone. Gond would be like, well, have a great day, Swanee. It's nice knowing you.
Yeah,
But if
yeah.
like you did that to like, I don't know, some like elder, universal power.
Yeah, the great old one. You'd be like, you know what? I know I signed a deal with you,
Smush. Yes,
but
right.
I'm not into this anymore. Poof.
Oh, and now you just said you're a stain on a tentacle.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Or like I understand that there are a lot of like fiends who have like warlocks for them. Like I know Gratz is.
Gratz,
talk about
yeah.
creeps. Jesus,
Oh,
no,
my
man.
God.
There's no one more creepy
Than Gratz.
He has 6 fingers.
I know.
You know,
And he
last time
likes to put one of them in people's mouths.
I did see that. He put his. I remember he was having a meeting with one of his adventurers, and were you
Got that
there?
weird stroking, like the back of the hand down his cheek,
yeah.
and then the pinky
Were you
or the
there?
second
You
pinky.
were there, right?
Yeah.
When we were in the other room.
Yeah,
and-
this was not in the Hells.
No.
He came to us.
No, yeah, this was the thing. We had a little run-in with one of his denizens.
Yeah.
Right? Was it Baylor? One of the big guys, right?
It was.
He was
and one
really,
of our.
he was really unhappy that we slayed that Baylor.
Right. Yes.
That Baylor had it coming.
Oh,
It's
I ain't even done.
it's a
Screw
Baylor.
him.
F- you.
Whatever.
How about that?
Exactly.
Right?
This is how I roll.
Like a
Rats.
Grab you creep.
Yeah.
We saw you stick your finger in that door's mouth for no fucking reason. I mean, I guess there might have been a reason.
Right,
Maybe
a reason.
Maybe I don't know. Like maybe
I'm not
they-
here to yuck your young grats. I mean,
right,
whatever.
Whatever. We're not king shaming, but like he's a creep, and like a lot of the other fiends are kind of weird too.
Yeah.
There's a warlocks to Baphomet. Like I don't understand that one. Just go hunting? Like what do? You spend a lot of time outside hunting things?
I guess.
I don't know.
What does Baphomet want from you?
Steaks?
Steaks. Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't know. So we're out here in Amphail with my niece's adventure.
I'm glad we're doing this. I'm starting to feel better.
I'm good. Yeah, it kind of helped. So so I guess we should tell everybody that the quest was successful, right?
Yeah.
We cleared those caverns.
We did clear the caverns. You and I sort of...
we tried to hang back.
We hung back.
Turns out there was a beholder.
Yeah.
And they were way in over their head.
Okay.
Could you imagine if we hadn't come?
Well, you wouldn't. I mean, I hate to think because I'm not sure you would have a niece anymore.
No. My sister would be in grieving right now, wearing black and all the 9. I imagine she would just reincarnate her, but like that's just
yeah, it's not the same thing.
You gotta kind of like let them go off on their own.
You got a little bird's gonna fly away at some point.
Man, but that beholder would have mopped the floor with these people.
I don't know. I don't want to sound like the old man that I am, but I feel like when we were coming out of school and
when we first hit the road,
we had some basic understanding of like
where we ranked at.
Well, if you are a person that does stuff whatever through wiggly fingers, like don't charge the beholder.
I was gonna wait for after the break, but I can't fucking believe he did that.
I mean, look. If you are a barbarian, you have a role.
I want to tell the story. I want to tell the story of the actual battle.
Do you want to
when we get some fresh drinks?
Okay.
Because the people are not going to fucking believe it.
I know.
They're just not going to believe it.
I almost did a sending to Lucy. Just feel like you would not believe what I just saw.
Oh god, I do have the other arcane eye, so if she wants to watch like next time. So I don't know, but I guess we should.
We make fantastic.
So we have a special like a magical item that we developed. We've done. Oh my god, we've done so many like little special magic items.
Yeah.
But it's an eye that Lucy can look in, and she can see both of us, and they can have a you can go have a conversation with your lovely wife, and we can show her like a tour of whatever we're doing. We should have fucking shown her my niece and his ragtag adventurers fighting this fucking beholder, because there's no way she's going to believe us when we tell her what happened.
It's amazing. I can't even. I just.
So now here we are in Amphail. Amphail is very famous in the Waterdeep. I know there's not a lot of people from Waterdeep listening to this. Amphail's just on the long road, almost to Red Lodge. It's in between Waterdeep and Red Lodge, and we're at Mother Gothal. So if you're ever in Amphail and you want to come down and stay here, and come see Mother Gothal. This is my particular favorite. Like there's that Elkhorn or whatever. I don't remember.
Right.
But Mother Gothal is so nice. She's comped our stay tonight.
Oh, that's nice.
I think she did that because she's really pity on us because of the because the barbarian is still petrified. Right? Like, dude, I know what you're doing, right? I understand. Like, a lesson need be learned here. Like, you made so Swanee made them carry their petrified friend from the caverns back to the bar.
Yeah.
All right. I think
do I have greater restoration?
Yeah, of course you do. You've used it on me like a dozen times.
Yeah. But what are you gonna do, everybody?
All right. I think that's a great place. We'll come back. We'll tell the tale of these 5 nincompoops and their fight against the beholder and us having to save it. It was so much fun.
Hang on to your pants, everybody.
All right. We'll be back in about 5 minutes. Thanks, everybody. We'll be right back. All right, and we're back. Fresh drinks. I gotta say, Mother Gothal's really outdone herself.
Did you try this citrus ale? The summer citrus ale?
Oh yeah, it's delicious.
It's great, right?
Yeah, I don't understand why this place isn't more popular.
Right, I don't either.
So she offered the compost-a.
Yeah.
Right. She brought that carton to wheel this fucking stone asshole in here. And she's given us this delicious citrus ale.
Yeah.
So we should really shout out, hey, you know what? If you happen to be in Amphail, if you're traveling the road between Red Lodge and Waterdeep, frankly, from anywhere up north back down to Waterdeep, you should really just stay at Mother Gothal's Fest Hall.
You should come out of your way to come here.
You really should. It's worth the trip. Also, if we're being honest, entertainment's pretty nice.
Yeah.
If you catch my drift, people.
If you,
I know this show is PG-13, but
all kinds of companionship can be found here.
If you want a warm bed, you know what I'm saying?
Warm bed.
Right?
Maybe warm bed on both sides.
Yeah, and I think we should share a room tonight because, frankly, I don't trust myself.
Okay.
I kind of need I need an adult.
I'm your abstinence counselor. This is a new role for me. I don't know if I'm excited.
I really can't have it happen again. So, all right. So, I really want to thank Mother Gothal for her hospitality. I know she really enjoys our stories from the road and whatnot, but I really do appreciate her letting us stay here. So, if you're in the area, come stay at Mother Gothal's. Try her citrusy summer ale. I don't know what it's called actually, but it's delicious. Whatever it is.
whatever. They'll know what you're talking about.
So no sponsor this week, but we are going to say thank you to Mother Gothal.
Thank you.
All right. Amphail smells like horse poop in the summertime, but by and large, fairly nice. But the caverns, slightly to the northwest of here,
Yeah.
we're home to a notorious... Well, I guess it wasn't really that notorious, because if the kids found out about it before anybody else did.
Right. Which
Right.
is I don't think I believed them at first, to be completely honest with you. Because
did-
you're like, why would you...
I will be 100% honest with you. I was like, there's no f***ing way there's an actual beholder in there. It's probably a spectator or a gazer, which are like basically mini beholders, right?
Right.
Like they're in levels of the game. Like those are like the entry level thing. I thought they asked us to come around just for like from fucking moral support, right? And it was just like, honestly, dude, I just wanted us to get out of the house. We haven't been out of Waterdeep in at least a year. Well, on this plane. I've been like to other places,
Right.
but like we needed the trip, right?
I mean, a good roadie every now and then doesn't
I
hurt.
did not anticipate the road up here being so uncomfortable, but I've made arrangements for the way back that it's not going to be that way. I have the
Awesome.
mansion spell, right? I've dominated a few monsters that are going to, give us a ride back.
That's so boots.
What?
I
You
love
did-
it.
Yeah, I know, right? It's amazing.
Yeah.
All right. So for those who don't know, I have a specific medical. Yeah, that's actually yours.
They would have having some medical conditions.
So I have a specific spell that allows me to dominate beasts and creatures and whatnot, and I have gathered us some mounts for the ride home, and I'm very excited. I've never rode an Ankheg, and I don't think it's very happy to be, used as a beast of burden. But hey, first time for everything, right? So yeah, so our trip back should be much more pleasant. And no, I'm not going to let the kids sleep in our mansion.
Okay. Are they coming back with us, or are they going off to other things?
I think they're headed south with us until they get to Waterdeep, but they're not coming into the city. They're going to
Alright.
head down to, what is it, the place that had the stone stolen? What the hell was that place?
Nightstone?
Nightstone.
Yeah.
Nightstone. They're going to Nightstone. Apparently the Giants, you remember that, right? That whole giant thing is still happening. Did you hear?
No.
Oh, no, like something about giants on rocks flying across to a desert. I don't know. It seems, I'm sure it's important, right? I'm sure it's like a realm-saving event.
Sure.
Right? Because there's giant activity everywhere. But, God, man, I got shit to do. I don't really know what to do. Apparently there was a bunch of giants that attacked golden fields. They had
Attack
ogres.
golden fields?
Yeah, golden fields. Like
Why
one of the most-
golden fields?
I don't know.
It's just growing wheat and apples.
It's literally like attacking a grocery store.
I know.
It's not fair, right? Yeah, and they attacked another village too. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, it's a whole thing, right? They attack. Oh, lots of activity in Icewind Dale, but I mean, are we really surprised? There's not a
No,
lot
it's
else
not
to do
really
up there except
surprised.
raid shit, right?
Yeah.
It's not like you're growing fucking sunflowers in the goddamn tundra. But yeah, so that giant thing's still going on. I'm sure it's almost over. What?
I'm annoyed.
Yeah, I know, right? Boo. I'm sure someone's out there saving the realms. It's not us anymore. But we had to fight a beholder in some caverns. And I say we because I really thought we were going to be there as moral support. I really did. And so we traveled. All right. So there was a few traps. It was no big deal. We kind of hinted around as we entered, right?
Hey guys, doors and corners.
Right.
Doors and corners.
Scan ahead a little bit. Come here, the rogue. What was it? I don't even remember his name. It's so rude of us to not even bother to remember their names.
Well, between the two of us, we were just like the rogue, the paladin, Eunice.
We refer to them by their occupation.
Yeah, really. And it kind of makes us
We would
assholes,
do
but,
anywhere else. We're like, I don't call the waitress the waiter.
Yeah, I know.
That's rude.
I want to have a relationship with the waitress.
So we go into the caverns, right? We make our way down. There's a few traps. There's a few doors. It actually is it's a fine set of caverns. It was
actually,
bad, right?
yeah.
I wonder if the Swede brothers had anything to do with that.
I mean, it
there
didn't
was a
smell like
pit-
vanilla.
It did not, but there was a couple pit traps.
That's true.
And
Maybe it's an older one of their,
Yeah, maybe that somebody has flipped it.
yeah.
Anyway, so we get, mostly through. There's like that group of roustabouts, like the beholders, like people that they were serving him or something. Like
yeah.
they were bringing him.
Like a pseudo cult.
I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was a cult. I wouldn't go as far as a cult because it was definitely a group of bandits.
Okay.
And I thought that would be like the minute they would realize that they are either made for the road or this is not for them. And that battle, it went fairly well, actually. I mean, they did well.
They did.
Right?
Your niece stepped right in.
Didn't hesitate a second.
Right. It did help. We talked about fireball formation last time.
Right. They got
Bandits almost lined up
Yeah, it
like
was-
ducks in a row.
Lightning bolt.
Lightning
took
bolt. Boom.
Took out like 4 of them right
Yeah.
away, right?
Yeah.
And then the other 7 were just like, that kid did hit one with a hammer.
Yep.
But it was like watching a turtle like run a mile. Yeah. I can't believe
I'm not
that-
even sure that's the one he was aiming for, but Fine, whatever.
You think that bandit may have just accidentally made it?
Yeah, it was like one of them ducked out of the way, and the guy that was coming behind him tripped, and then boom, the hammer hit him as he was sort of falling. Like, whatever, he was down.
He dumb lucked his way into a hammer swing. I thought that went well.
Yeah.
Right? No one was hurt. We didn't even have to offer them any of our potions because
we had some notes. Right. We had some notes on things that could have done better, and that was fine. We were cool with that. Like, hey,
I still can't believe they didn't bring potion. Like, literally, like, what are you doing with all the fucking gold?
Did nobody explain to you potions? Like,
Potion 101, right?
Potions 101.
Do you have a healing potion? You are going into a fucking dungeon. Well, it's a cavern. You're going into the darkness to fight a beholder. No one can see in the dark.
Right.
Well, I'm sorry. There's some people that can't see in the dark, and you didn't bring potion.
Didn't bring torches. So,
right, so whatever.
We had to help that a little bit.
So after that fight, we proceeded down to where the beholder was. I don't know what he was doing. He was like in the center of the room with some candles lit.
It was in some kind of trance.
I'd never seen anything like that before. Whatever. So they go in. The rogue comes back and he's like, "Oh no, I can see the beholder. He's in the other room." Now, what happens next, young adventurers, is the exact
hang on.
wrong order. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just preparing the audience for this. Oh, go ahead.
This is not the order that you want things to happen. First of all, you should not just be like, "Let's get him," and then run into the room.
The two of us were like, what? What?
Before I could even react, and I'm sure before Swanee could react, the paladin goes charging into the room, the wizard right behind him, and the barbarian, he just stood there.
Yeah.
He didn't even move.
The barbarian was like, I'm good out here.
And so on the road to the cavern, Swanee had a long talk with the barbarian about why it is a bad idea for a barbarian to use a bow and arrow. I did not know that this was a talk that need happen.
I didn't either, right? I was like, oh, you're the ranger. No, I'm the barbarian. What?
Pardon?
Yeah, what? So you're holding the arrows and then a bow for somebody who's going to the privy right now?
Do you remember when he drew the first arrow and it snapped in fucking half?
Yeah.
And he brought like some type of adhesive that he kept gluing the fucking bow and arrow back together. I couldn't believe my eyes. We finally bought him a fucking axe.
Yeah.
We're like, dude.
Just use the pointy end of the axe.
Sharp end, go bad guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. But I don't know how to swing an axe. Yeah, something tells me you do.
I have a feeling that it's inside you.
Yeah.
Not the axe. The feet. Never mind. Anyway, so he stays there, and everyone else, we go charging in.
Right.
I'm at this point, I'm engaged. Yeah. I have to go in the room. Me and you had talked about this. We were going to wait outside until someone was disintegrated, or until someone was turned to stone,
right.
Or whatever. Right. Whatever the case may be, we were going to mop up, right? Should it need be happen, and we kind of knew.
We're definitely not football parents.
No.
Right, we're not in the sidelines yelling and chasing and gnashing of hands. We're like, let's see how this plays out.
I need you to learn a lesson.
Yeah.
Right? I was like a train wreck, my friend. I had to see what was next. We've been to Eberron. We've seen those train wrecks, right?
Yeah.
I couldn't take my eyes off it. So immediately, the barbarian, doesn't go in.
Right.
Everybody else goes in after him.
Right.
The paladin stands right in front of his eyes.
Right.
And then is wondering why his magic is not happening. We had the talk.
Right.
So for those that don't know, if you stand in front of the beholder's big eye, your fucking magic will not work.
That's what the big eye does.
The trick is the barbarian goes up there with his goddamn big axe, swings the axe at that eye, while all of the other finger wigglers move around to the edges. Right? That's standard beholder.
If you have
101.
a second stabby guy,
right,
they go around back.
Yes, I don't understand.
This is basic tactics.
And shit hit the fan. And so when the barbarian finally did get in, after Pally Boy's magic didn't work, and he was pouting, he got really petulant about it. He was he got a little bit like, "Oh, Lathander has forsaken me."
Right.
No, stupid, you're standing in front of the eye.
You think Lathander's looking down and being like,
dude, yeah,
I picked the wrong one.
Yeah, make an effort, right? So the battle goes well spectacularly wrong, right? Everything that happened. Turns out the room is trapped, and there's cascading spears, and it opens up into huge pits, and it was quite entertaining. And I'm happy that I cast fly on both of us before we even bothered to go in, and we just stand there and watch that. Right? It was great. And then out of fucking nowhere, the barbarian gets petrified. He's still petrified.
Still petrified now.
Yeah, you have not. I love the fact that you're making this lesson be learned, but at the time, it was rather inconvenient because he was petrified. And then the trap opened up underneath him, right? And I had to go, I had to telekinesis, bring the.
Right, but it was a pit trap with the spikes.
Right.
So the fact that he was petrified worked out.
Yeah, I guess so, right? I thought it was going to smash the statue into a million pieces, but I guess, I'm happy that it didn't. So eventually, it was a total party wipe. TPK, right? Every one of them down.
Yeah.
Right? Like my lovely niece was charmed by the beholder and thought that he was making a lot of sense and that maybe we should stop stabbing him and whatnot. And I had to just why don't you go sit in the corner?
Yeah.
Right? And
Sweetie, come here.
Yeah, it all broke. And then me and you had to just kind of like we had to finish the deal, as they say in the business. And well done. I forget that your that weapon, that hammer you conjure into space.
Yeah.
God damn, that thing is terrifying.
I mean, we've been working on it. I've been teaching it. Right?
Really?
Yeah. So I was actually a little bit less rusty than usual.
So that's why it was so damn effective.
Yeah.
So, dude, the spike on the end, that's new.
That is new.
That's a fucking amazing spell.
It was actually not really my style. But one of the younger acolytes had asked about it, and I was like, oh, okay, well, this is how I think I would do it. And so I was working with him to make sure his conjuring included one, and then it just kind of became second nature.
So teaching really is like a practical effect.
It
You
really
can
is.
go back and tell this kid, like, yo, you're a
Oh, don't worry.
idea.
No, yeah, this worked out.
So, yeah, so after it was all said and done, and like...
So can we...
Okay,
so
go ahead. Yeah.
We get the beholder down. We get these people... First one we bring back up is the cleric.
I mean, that makes the most sense, right? So he can do his own dirty work after that.
I don't know where this young cleric learned...
Oh, I know where this is going. I forgot all about this part.
Where he learned Healing Word. Healing Word's supposed to be directed...
Tell everybody.
At your compatriots. Not the entire room. Right?
He's healed the beholder.
He's healed the beholder. Stupid. Yeah.
That
was a first. That was really a first for me.
You so annoyed. It could not have been that like powerful healing magic.
No. I mean, but the beholder started to stir, right? And before he got a chance to heal himself, we had to put him back down. But I was like, seriously?
So we brought him back, and he was able to, roust his compatriots. And what a disappointing amount of treasure. Right?
Yeah, I don't know how. Let me. This one always confused me. I mean, even now, we're seasoned adventurers. Yes, there was a disappointing amount of treasure, but like whatever. We weren't there for treasure. That treasure included some gold coins. It included some
there was that
jewels.
diamond.
There was
right? That diamond. The diamond was possibly disappointing.
The part that confuses me, right? Because the independent jewels, okay, right? Because they have some value. You can use them for
easy
spell
to transport.
casting. Easy to transport. But why the refined jewelry? Why is there always a super complicated necklace?
Oh, you're talking about the brooch?
Yeah. Well, not the brooch. No. The super complicated, like the 9-jeweled necklace.
Oh, I have no idea.
Beholders don't have necks.
No, they don't.
What's he doing with this
Where
thing?
the f*** is he? Why is he even keeping that?
I don't know.
Why not part that out and sell it?
Exactly. Is he getting invited to parties and he needs to wear this thing?
Is he going to like a black tie affair for a beholder?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, no, honey, I have to wear my good jewelry.
I'm gonna dress up for the minions today. Like, what are you doing?
I don't know. Maybe Xanathar is hosting like
beholder ball.
Well, get it? Beholder ball?
Yeah.
Oh, God. We haven't been on the road. This is why we don't go on the road anymore. Like, not a lot that gets us out of bed.
Yeah, we're also curmudgeonly. Like, we're pissed off about treasure. What are you doing with this? What's wrong with you?
I remember when we found 7 gold pieces. It was like,
oh, man.
Time to go into town.
Well, yeah, we got a 2-day bender.
Oh,
2-day bender drinking the worst grog we could find.
Out of a rain barrel bucket. We got bougie, Swanee. We got bougie.
No, we did. We got bougie.
Oh, man. What the hell of an adventure. I know why we don't do it anymore. It's really not even worth it. So, yeah. So, tips and tricks for our young adventurers, right? Now, know where you rank in the battlefields, right? Know about what you can handle and what you can't handle.
Yeah, be prepared with basic essentials when you leave home. And have an escape route planned.
Yeah.
It's never we didn't stop making escape routes. For the first 10 years, we always had an escape route out of a dungeon we went into.
We always had go south.
Exactly. This is the retreat plan.
Yeah. And we tried not to leave anyone behind it. We were mostly successful with that, but have a backup plan.
Have a backup plan.
Also, I know we're all heroes, right? That we do this for the heroing stuff, right? This is why we do it.
So do it for a living.
Know when you're out of your fucking league.
Yeah.
Right? So, what is it? A party of 5 relatively new adventurers.
Right. You're not going to take on a dragon.
You're not going to take on a fucking beholder either. Know your goddamn role.
There are levels to the game. Understand your level.
So I know. All right. We're segueing out of that. That was, I wish all of these young adventurers luck. And listen, there's a reason we're not on the road anymore, right? So I hope they go out there and they're successful, have a great time, solving the world's problems and whatnot. But we did tell everybody we want to talk about phylacteries. Do you want to talk about that still?
So phylacteries are fascinating.
I know. So for those that don't know, We told a story last week about an immovable rod, and I pulled a red Wizard of Thays phylactery out of my bag of holding. A phylactery is what kind of contains the essence of a lich, for its soul for
kind of,
reason, right? And with that, they can kind of regenerate should anything bad happen to them, right? Should they be slain by adventurers such as ourselves, they can reappear or reanimate wherever that phylactery is. And we have run into some very clever liches,
Yes.
who have used unusual, right, or at least different types of there's a standard chalice with the gold plating and whatnot.
Chalice is very common.
Right, like some type of gaudy centerpiece, right?
Yep.
And then there's the more clever liches who that crown on that king of that Minotaur tribe, right?
So here's what if you're a lich, right? You have to give your soul over to the magic, and your soul can live in this object, and as long as the object isn't destroyed,
essentially you can reanimate.
You can reanimate
in perpetuity.
Right. So you want this thing to be safe, and you want to essentially not publicize what it is.
At, yeah.
Now
Should
you
we
can
I want to just name some famous liches, right?
Okay.
They're like Asarak, right?
Yeah.
He's a total soul, but there's no denying his power. Even I have to admit, that's a bad motherfucker.
Yeah,
that's the guy.
Yep.
There was an old wizard who turned into a lich. He was from another realm, and I ran into him. Oh god, eons ago. His name was Aslan.
That's right.
He was a king of Darken or something like that. Whatever. Right? Powerful. Don't get me wrong. He's a little full of himself. He thought he was the bee's knees, but he average at best. Zaz Tam was another one. He's a red wizard of Thay. He's one that I would actually worry about, not because of him, but because he has a never-ending army of liches that he can send at us, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you can bring
13 high-level wizards to bear, that's a formidable force.
Yeah, exactly.
We'd have problems with that.
Oh, yeah. We need to call in some favors.
Yeah, we'd have to get the band back together, so to speak. But, so all of those are famous liches, and they all have phylacteries, right? And of varying, frankly, I don't know what some of their phylacteries are, but, the liches that we've had to deal with, right? The crown on the Minotaur, I think, was particularly...
That one's tough to get.
Scary, right? So we had to go and fight... so I should start at the beginning. So that he fashioned his phylactery into a crown, and that crown was given to a Minotaur who had just become... the leader of this tribe or whatever, and he said, with this crown, you will become the most powerful warrior, and that's in fact what happened. And then it became a family, hand-me-down thing, where only the most powerful Minotaurs from that tribe became, essentially king. And that was an artifact that was passed down in the tribe for generations, and with that, they would be able to remain very powerful. God damn, that was one of the toughest battles we had. I think I still have a scar on my leg from where that scored me. Or gored me? Is this gored?
It's gored. Yeah, I don't really want to...
Yeah, let's not relive that.
I don't want to go
But that
up
was a very
against
clever disguised way
was.
Because we had to fight that those assholes, then somehow destroy that phylactery, and then go back and kill the lich.
Right. If you kill somebody and there's a phylactery, and you find out what it is, and you go,
yeah.
Right? They've done a good job with that phylactery.
Right.
There's been some other ones that were just stupid.
Right, yeah, the tea set.
The tea set was a stupid one.
What the was that about? So for the people that don't know...
The bear doll one?
No, the stuffed bear.
The stuffed bear one.
Yeah.
What the? Who does that?
I thought there were rules for how much a phylactery had to be worth. I never thought a teddy bear would be 7,500 gold or whatever it is, right? I don't know.
You tell me I have to go stab a stuffed bear? Okay. This is the strangest side quest ever. All right.
If you remember, Thud tore it apart, and he felt really bad doing it. I'm like, Thud, it's literally
it's just a
an
stuffed
evil
bear,
thing.
dude.
Just rip it apart, and he hesitated for minutes.
It's cute.
It feels unkind.
I don't know.
It's a bit can't feel anything. Thud.
It's glowing, right? You see it's glowing, Thud? Tear it apart.
The tea set, another one. I wanted to tell everybody about the fucking tea set from Sigil. There was a lich, and it wasn't even in his own keep. It was in some other keep. It was a fancy tea set that he just convinced some ogre mage there that she should never get rid of this tea set.
Yeah.
And
it's worthless. Wink.
Yeah, right. And we had to buy it off of her for what I thought was a very reasonable fee of 15, 16 gold pieces.
Yeah.
That didn't this.
We got somebody's phylactery at a garage sale, basically. A Sigil garage sale. What's that? It's a tea set. Is it?
No.
Why is it glowing? Who knows?
Hey, that's what you had. You were a lazy necromancer who becomes a lich. Piece of shit. But anyway, he kind of deserved it. He was like enslaving that whole village and was just being a dick about everything.
Yeah.
So he deserved it. So, like, that's a basic rundown on phylacteries. And you can typically find them near the lich, like in the vicinity.
You don't need to go too far away.
But
don't stare at a
every
different
now
plane.
and then, they are on different planes or just far, far away, like the Minotaur skull and the crown and all of that stuff. Oh yeah, so if you ever had to battle lich, I wouldn't even fight him straight up front. I'd search his history and find his phylactery first, destroy that, and before he can build another one, you should be able to slay him.
Yeah, if you can go backwards, if you can go phylactery first.
Always phylactery.
Because
first.
they don't always know the phylactery's been destroyed.
Yeah, they'll know immediately, and they'll know that they have to craft another one or find a place to hide until they can do so.
Right, but so you can't just I'm gonna, and then we'll get back to that next year because they'll have another phylactery.
You need to have a plan, and the plan should not be charge in the f***ing front door when the beholder's whatever doing the thing, and make sure the barbarian goes first. For f***'s sakes, man. Is that enough for today?
What's that guy looking at you?
Oh, well, dude, it's because I'm 9.5 feet tall right now. See, you're just so used to my wild magic doing weird shit to me.
Stand up.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, hang on.
Oh my, yeah. All right.
So one of the spells I cast must have increased my size. So
Okay.
it'll go away shortly, but like for a little while, I'm gonna be 9.5 feet tall.
Okay.
It's super inconvenient. I must have bumped my head a
Seriously,
dozen times on right now. It's like,
do we have to get a special bed for you? Or?
No, it'll be fine. It's like it's so because it doesn't come with like an increased strength, right? I'm still a spindly armed little weakling. But I'm just 9.5 feet tall, right? So, like, the proportion...
You're like a pale gift Yankee.
It's like, I'm proportionally not any stronger than I was before, right? It doesn't make any fucking sense. All
right.
So, but I will shrink over... I will shrink over the next couple of weeks back to my normal size.
Okay. Weird.
See, this is what happens when you hang out with a wild magic sorcerer for, 30 years?
Yeah, you don't even notice anymore.
It's become...
I don't know if that says more about you or me.
It's become background noise to you.
You're blue today? Oh, yeah, I guess that's true. Huh.
All right, don't forget to send us your birds to @Flagon or @Oliver Redboots or @Maulsmith. Well, please send us your questions, and I hope everyone is enjoying this broadcast out there in the lands in Silvery Moon and Red Lodge and Yartar and all those cool places. So
bring a friend. Tell a friend.
Yeah, tell everyone about the show. Please help us out. We would love to get a more wider, broader, more active audience participation. So please tell your friends, and we will see everyone next week. And until next time, Swanee.
Have a great week, everybody. Be safe.
All right.